What is up? You know, I don't go over the bigotries of Christians much, but we're going to talk about it today due to, yesterday while I was out of business, I failed, or I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase. So I took psychology classes while I was growing up. I did a little bit in college. So I can read people very fucking well. And I mean, Scorpions can... I'm Scorpion rising. I have traits of reading people very well. My family can read people well. So, you know, of course they're going to teach me that. But anyways, where do I want to start? I want to get a bit of my... I want to get a bit of, what is it that I want to say? Blah, blah, blah. What I'm thinking about, I want to get off my chest. What the hell is going on? Hold on. What is going on? You hear me praying to Anthony and Michael like all the fucking time. Yeah, I'm Catholic through indoctrination. I'm not stupid on that shit. Some people don't know that they're whatever religion that they are through indoctrination. And even that being so, I still love Kemet. Even that being so, I still believe, even though to Native Americans, because a lot of them listen to the white man, which is just the truth, especially the ones on the reservation. To them, I'm not Native, because they want me to go back to the res. There is no going back to the res if your parents never went to the res in the first place. My grandpa signed the Gilliam Mill roll. I think we're on the Baker roll call. My aunt told me. But anyways, yeah, my grandparents, and my grandmother didn't walk to no res. So I remember asking my aunt, why do we not speak Cherokee? And she said, well, you know, she said her mom wouldn't her mom lost it anyways before she got to us. But, I mean, she said, she explained to me Catholic boarding school. How she went to Catholic boarding school and how they would beat the children who would speak their native language. I don't want to take this. They would beat the children who speak their native language, and they would wash your mouth up with soap. And I remember her explaining to me how they beat the children and stuff like that. And I remember her asking her, they would beat you. And it was actually right before I got in school that they stopped doing the beatings. And she said they wouldn't beat me because I would watch. She said I would watch the people around me and I would stay quiet. So she said I would never get any beatings. But she said the girls around me, they would get beatings. And sometimes they would get treated worse. Like she would tell me how some girls would have to go into a door and they would force these little girls to have sex with them. And that's supposed to be their punishment. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about within this video. I'm not doing reads. I'm talking about people who use their religion for bigotry. And that's the shit I can't fucking stand. Your religion. I might delete this. I might shut it off. But, you know, whatever religion you are, it was supposed to make you a better fucking person. So maybe you need to put that shit the fuck down. I'm really getting fed up and tired. And, I mean, shit, if you one of them people who I'm talking to, if the shoe fits, wear it. I think people should switch up. I'm pretty lucky that I was, my mom had to go to church every day because her father was a deacon of the church. And I remember her saying to me, you know, I've seen the biggest sinner in the church. I don't even know where I want to start off. I think I want to start off with how a lot of people don't see that their faith can make them racist. Because that shit is pissing me off. So basically, what has got me so triggered, earlier today when I was in an establishment, I was talking to one girl, and the girl next to me wanted to say, you know, those people are going to hell. And they're going to die. Which made me laugh in my head because we're all going to die. What is this? I get that the pastor told you that your soul is eternal. But we're all going to die. It's not just those people who are going to hell. Your heavenly ass is going to be dying as well. But this is really what pisses me off when they're like, you were born in sin. I can't believe y'all really believe that lie that the European people put on you. No, you're not born in sin. You were born innocent. What? You don't believe me? Do you see any babies committing crimes? Do you see any babies raping people? Do you see any babies robbing banks? No. Because babies and children and animals are innocent. It's as you grow and you meet these people who teach you to be racist, who teach you to be hateful, who teach you to be sexist. When you're born, you're not in any of that. But that's the bigotry that we have to say. This is always that bullshit that you really think. I have to go ahead and tell some people the truth. Most people who are black and indigenous do not care for Christianity. Some of them can still be Christian. But some of us don't know. But some of us, like me, I really, even though I'm Catholic, I don't like the way Christianity has some people thinking. I really don't. A lot of people think this shit is the Inquisition. And you think you can go around raping whoever the fuck you want, killing whoever the fuck you want, because they're different from you. And you're like, well, I'm fine, I'm good. My hands are washed of it, because Jesus died a long time ago. What is this bullshit? I thought y'all said he died for love. He died for my sins. No ho. Yeah, I'm about to hurt a lot of people's fucking feelings. Which you can't really prove to me if that's the truth or not. But when you get up to the pearly gates, Jesus did not die for your sins. He died for his own. When you get up to the pearly gates, they're not going to have a list of your sins and say, guess what? Fuck it. We're going to throw it out. Because Jesus died for your sins. How come they didn't do that for Lou? How come they didn't do that for Satan when it was time for him to get up to the pearly gates? Well, Jesus died for your sins, so guess what? You just come right out in. No, when you get up to the pearly gates, you're going to be judged against your own sin. If you were coming throughout your life being wicked, mistreating other people. So a lot of y'all got tricked. You out here mistreating other people.
It's okay for me to mistreat the black people, because in the Bible, Moses said they're cursed, and they're going to hell, so I can mistreat them.
It's always the same fucking bullshit, where this blue-eyed, blonde-haired man, where the white people want to say,
we're saving the black people. This white man came and saved you.
But when I look throughout history, not the Bible, not this story, real accounts of history, I don't see any examples of the white man saving the black man. I see the white man lying that he's saving the black man and hurting colored men. And colored men have to protect and save themselves. I see colored men looking out for themselves. It's not a bad thing. You're allowed to do that. White people do it, so it's okay. It's been okay. It's okay even if white people don't do it. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm tired of this fucking shit. I'm tired of people like that. That girl, she's supposed to be, because I said to her, yeah, I hurt her feelings, because I said to her, yeah, well, that's a story. That book in the Bible of Moses is a story. That's a story. That's not a real account in history. When archaeologists go through pyramids, they were able to prove that those were not slaves in those pyramids. Christianity is Kemet rewritten. Kemet is from Egypt. And when Romans and Greeks went down to Egypt, they liked their religion. They liked it so much they refashioned their own. Greek and Roman mythology and Christianity, Jewish and Islam, it's all Kemet. And in Kemet, there was no excuse for you to be going around acting ugly. That means in South, you mistreating people. You're showing the ugliest side of your personality on purpose because you think it's cute. And you know you shouldn't be doing that. You going around sinning. Like my mom said, she was right. The biggest sinner being the fucking church. You going around sinning. And then you go in that confessional. And then you tell the pastor what you did. But you don't come back out and act right. I don't give a fuck if a black person is cursed or not. You could treat them right. That's an excuse that people have made so they could mistreat people. There is no excuse. There's no good reason out here for you to be mistreating black people. And then what pisses me off is some people don't see how Christianity gets them to hate their own color and that where you come from is savage. No, the fuck. Who the real savages? Teaching people to hate other people just because they don't have Jesus in their heart. What I don't understand is, why do Christians demand respect for their religion while you lack respect for others? Get your ass together. Act like a real motherfucking Christian. Your ass is going to hell. Not these people out here that you saying is going. You know what? Another thing I don't understand. If because the girl is saying I'm going to hell. If I'm going to hell, why the fuck you so worried? And the bitch, I'm Catholic, ho. But anyways, you don't know my affiliation. But anyways, if I'm going to hell, what the fuck are you doing up in my fucking face? Bothering me? Helping me to make sure I go on down? Ain't you supposed to be worried about yourself? They ain't indoctrinating nobody, and they not saving nobody's soul. And you're not even saving your own soul. Jesus didn't die for your sins. He died for his own. And when you die, you're going to die for your own sins too. No, they're not going to, when you go up to the pearly gates, they're not going to be like, oh, well, Jesus did all this good stuff, so we'll let you in. Jesus did a bunch of good stuff, but we're looking at your life, and you did a bunch of bad stuff. I'm going where Buddha went. Buddha went to hell? This girl's Asian. But, you know, Asians and Latinos taught me, a lot of you think that, like, this Latino taught me, he said a lot of people think that Mexicans are within our faith that our ancestors believed in. But a lot of us are Christian due to the white man and the colonizer coming down. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what Abrahamic religion you are in. How come the Jews don't act like that? Okay, I remember I asked the Jew, I said, how come you don't act like Christians? How come you don't act like that? He said, I don't fucking know. My rabbi told me not to act like that. He said, we don't act like that. We don't. I even asked this Muslim at work. I said, how come y'all don't act like that? And she giggled. She said, do some of these Christians realize some of the stuff they're saying? I said, no, they don't. They just repeat what someone else said. They don't sit down and think about it. They don't think about their own damn soul. They don't think about it. No. No. It's just someone said,
those people, they're going to hell.
So if they're going to hell, why are you raping them? Oh! Doesn't that mean you going on hell with them? Oh, let's talk about this real shit, man. You know, like I was saying, some people are religiously sick. I probably need to change my title to that. These people who are religiously sick are getting on my nerves. I don't give a fuck if you're a Satanist. I don't give a fuck if you're a Christian, Catholic, Baptist, whatever. Whatever faith you have, it's supposed to be teaching you to treat people out here well. If you can't do it, why the fuck you can't walk away from them and look away? Why the fuck you can't worry about what you're doing? Worry about your own money. And worry about yourself. But I wanted to put my thoughts on a video. Because I cannot stand that stuff. That's the stuff that my mom says, yeah, those are fake Christians. What's up? How you doing? If you're a fake Christian, I'm not talking about you. But for those fake Christians out there, those people who are like, no, you're going to hell, and I'm going to mistreat you because you're going to hell. It's not a good excuse to mistreat somebody. But if I was y'all, go ahead and get your butt on out here and go watch some Joel Osteen this morning. What are we on? What is it, Wednesday? They just did Bible study yesterday, all right. Ooh, I can't stand that mess one bit. I don't like nobody using any excuse to mistreat someone. And it does piss me off when it's a colored person. When they're colored themselves. Because it makes me say to them, what did your ancestors believe in? And they get quiet. The girl got quiet when I started talking about another thing I don't understand. This one Christian said to me, and this is not to take anybody from the faith. I really am asking, why do you think it's okay to have respect? That everybody needs to have respect for your religion, while you have respect for no other walk of life on this earth, for no other human being, and from no other creature. And you know what I think is funny lately? When they were talking about the Holy Trinity, now the church is saying, no, what we really believe in is the divine and the cosmos and the universe and the earth. Because honestly, that's what the fuck I'm really up into. They're pagans then. Pagan means that you believe that our life comes from this earth, which is true. And that's what my ancestors believe in, my Cherokee ancestors. And I do believe in that. I don't give a fuck if that hurts your feelings. And why do what I believe in, why should that hurt you and your connection with God? That's fucking weird. You should still be going to heaven. right? Because you doing people right? But how I feel is like my ancestors. We are on Turtle Island. And I think it's fucked up that this earth gives us life, and there's people out here who just throw trash, who just pollute it, who just rape women, who produce more men. I believe that there's people who just sit around and don't give a fuck. They listen to other nasty people, inorganic ones. And they say, well, that person said, because I'm a Christian, I'm better than other people, so I'm going to mistreat that person. And that's why I'm going to heaven. I'm getting married. Please explain why you have bad luck, though. Why do some Christians think that they don't have, like, bad luck? That you don't run into real circumstances in life? Because that hits everybody. Why do some Christians think they're not going to die? Like Putin. He like, technology can make us live for thousands of years. Why the fuck are you afraid of death? This one lady said, the reason why as Christians are not afraid of death is because we have a relationship with Jesus Christ. So how come you ain't got your affairs in order?
What does that mean?
Why do you not have your funeral services together? Why are you going to die and put that on your family when they probably won't even be able to afford it? How come you can't stay in the same room as your dying grandpa and you run out hollering, screaming, and you're very immature about it? How come it's hard for you to accept that you're gonna die? Because the girl earlier today was like, you're gonna die and you're gonna go to hell. I didn't say nothing to her. I listened to her because what makes you think you're not gonna die? And I'm pretty sure with the shit you're gonna say to me, go around in hell and search for me and wonder why the fuck I won't be there, ho. I'm going where Buddha went. Buddha was reincarnated. I'm gonna do what he did. Y'all should watch that movie Religionless with Bill Murray. I do agree. Can anybody go to the upside and come back and show me tangible proof? Y'all ain't got no motherfucking tangible proof. It's okay for you to be a Christian, but don't be ugly to a Hindi out here. Don't be ugly to someone who believes in Confucius. Don't be ugly to a Buddhist. Don't be ugly to someone don't be ugly to a Catholic. That's actually what the fuck's going on this morning. I don't know what denomination of Christianity she is. But, one person did warn me. They see us Catholics as like the demons there's all the denominations believe in Jesus Christ, right? And I really believe he was like more of the Muslims. I believe he was a prophet. I believe he came to this world, did a lot of good stuff. And then what was the story about? Wasn't the Romans, they were killing him? A white man, killing a white man, even though a lot of people like to argue he was colored still. A man who was supposed to be doing good out here to a lot of people. Died for the community, died for love. And what were people doing him? Killing on him? Kind of like how some of the disciples do today. In the past, you used to have to worship Christianity in secret. Why do they force other people of other religions and other spiritual faiths to worship in secret today? Some of these people who actually act like a demon, they're like, no, I'm Christian, I'm Jesus. Completely forgot about Joseph, completely forgot about Mary, completely forgot about God, completely forgot about the whole Trinity. Yeah, what's up? I worship at home. I don't need to go into church every Wednesday or every Sunday or every Saturday. Did you know that? Did you know that I don't need a church to treat people well? Did you know that? Is that okay with you? Some people really need to sit down and think about their connections with the spirit, with your ancestor, with God. One thing I didn't like about Christianity, I didn't like how it was teaching me to not like my native ancestry. If you say we'll teach you to do that. Teaching us that my ancestors were savages. No, they weren't. When the Puritans came over here, they fed you. I mean, it was Tainos, but still. If they were savages, why did they just go ahead and eat you? Like the Europeans were doing. And then when the 1800s, did you know that's what public executions were? So they could eat people. They were so embarrassed by that history. Europeans don't like to tell the truth of their history. That's when they stopped doing it, when they came to the New World. What's some things I wanted to point out? I do not understand. You know, why does say, like, Christians, some Christians can be, I'm not talking about the loving ones, I'm talking about the ones who are hateful. And they disguise it with Jesus. That girl said to me there this morning, this girl was talking to another girl, but she was talking very loud. She wanted me to eavesdrop. She wanted me to hear. So I did. And then I did the same thing to her. So I posted Cthulhu, which is a good example of what I'm talking about. As I was growing, black men, and thank you so much for black men knowledge and education, and the good white man out there, thank you too. Thank you for the good natives that teach me. Thank you for all colors out there who teach me. But it is true when the black men said a lot of the demons and devils within the Christian religion, the devil is fashioned after us, after the dark man, after savages, after natives, after indigenous, after black people. We are their devil in their religion. How the fuck do you think that feels? When we learn that, when we go deep in this book, deeper than you, and we learn that. No, they didn't really make that religion for me. They made it to kill me, to enslave me with their indoctrination. And they're doing it to you too. And like one person said to me, they're keeping us stupid. Yeah. It's not no big deal if you decide to learn another religion. It's different if you convert, but no, it's not no big deal to learn. Isn't that why you want to go to college and school? To learn? Now, I was raised by real evangelicals. My aunts, one of them was an ordained minister. My aunts were really evangelical. I just told you about the one who grew up in boarding school, Catholic boarding school. Because her dad killed my mom. He didn't want her no more. And her mom was Black Cherokee. The foster was going to take them. But other people took them instead. I'm glad how people taught me, but the reason why I don't like the Christian religion is because of some Christians out here. That girl's a bridezilla. She's getting married, so she's got it all figured out. The man will be able to pay for everything. So what happens if you end up like one of those girls who like the marriage didn't go well like we thought? I don't wish that for anyone. I wish for good marriages to happen to every woman, duh. That's what I would like to happen to me. Of course I would like to happen to you. Some people who wish bad on you, they're really wishing that on themselves.
Why do we have to work?
Some people, like my mom told me the truth, some people think the answer to everything is Jesus Christ.
Some people don't understand.
She said today to the other girl she wanted me to hear.
Some people don't understand why they're upset all the time.
I learned in psychology because people have problems and they need to fix them. And they try to figure out how. And once you fix them, you can start to feel okay. You can start to feel content. Some people want to use Jesus as they get through their challenges. Some people are like, I don't need that. I'm all right. I'm going to use some money. I'm going to use my family. I'm going to use something else. Or maybe other people like the teachings of Buddha. Why does that, you know what I don't understand about some Christians? Why does that piss you off what other people are doing? And so the girl listened to me when I talked about gays because there was someone in the shop who's gay and she likes him. Because I noticed her eyes darted that way. When I said, when the Bible talks about gays and how they're supposed to go straight to hell, yeah, I don't join the Bible as they condone and hurt gays. Because that's still a human being. And that's none of my business what they do. And what do I give a fuck that they found somebody to love and they're enjoying their life and they're living in peace? Seems like some of y'all out here are jealous of them. I'm not gay. I leave them alone. Like that girl that was, that has got me triggered. That girl who was saying, looking at me at the corner of my eye,
they're going to hell.
And the real reason I want to ask is why? Why am I going to hell? Told you I'm Catholic. You didn't believe that shit? So why am I going to hell? Because Moses in the Bible said the black people are cursed. So we're going to hell. I think it's you. Because you act like you're cursed. You're around hollering. I think the person who's cursed is you, because I'm over here living with peace in my heart. I don't mind going to fucking work. It's not my favorite fucking shit to do. Maybe y'all need to get mad at European teachings and tell them we should have stayed farming and hunting and gathering. We shouldn't be collecting money and bills and working and putting on shoes. So why'd you bring that shit over here? Why don't you leave it in Europe and stay over there? Why did you bring that shit over here to America where the nations don't do none of that shit? Now you want to force the nations to do that shit. Everybody waiting on your empire to fall. Some of these Christians out here really ain't no damn Christians. They're just some hateful fucking people. And they're disguising their hate. I remember my elders say, yeah, that's people who weaponize Christianity. That's people who weaponize it. And it is annoying these days because now they're hearing what you're saying and they're repeating what you're saying without logic. Like, they're just repeating their prejudice. They're not sitting down, thinking with logic, and talking rationally. So that part in the Bible that they hate, their Revelations part, oh my God, it was my favorite. When I used to go to the church with my friend when I was younger. Yeah, and she never used to want to go sit in the pews and shit. I'd be like, come on, girl, come on, get your Bible, come on. They're talking about Revelations. But yeah, you go ahead and shut them, man. That's what I'm finna do. I'm just gonna leave this girl alone. I don't know what she thought was going on. I don't know if she thought that I'm still gonna work with her. But you don't use Jesus to be a good person. So fuck that. I don't give a fuck if you Satanist. You're all Abrahamic. I don't give a fuck if you Satanist. I don't give a fuck if you Luciferian. I don't give a fuck if you Catholic. I don't give a fuck if you Baptist. If you're ugly with your religion, you have no respect. From me. Some people do that.
Oh, well, you know, she was cheating on her husband for 10 years, but she's with Jesus, so I respect.
I see right past through all that fucking shit. Some of the biggest sinners are in the church. My grandpa did that, where he only wanted to marry women that were in the church. Yeah, and his last wife killed him. Didn't give a shit. Church lady. Some people who not with Jesus wouldn't do that to you. So how come some people wouldn't do that to you when they're not with Jesus? How come some people out there, like Bill Maher, they don't need Jesus? And they still wouldn't do that to you. They wouldn't mistreat you. Some people are religiously sick. You can't step yourself back. I don't give a fuck if this is history or a story. But you can't step yourself back and say, hey, regardless of how other people are telling me to mistreat that person, I am going to treat that person right. Some people know. Some people, they just listen to what their pastor says. They just listen to, and then I don't know if that motherfucker's misguided or what. Mistreating people. Y'all be out here mistreating random people, and you don't even know their affiliation with the church. Why don't y'all learn? Like one girl said at work, why don't you learn your people? Learn these people out here that you're trying to insult and fight first. Like Mayweather does. That's why he's undefeated. He learns his enemies. He doesn't have one, but he learns his opponents. I'm your fucking enemy. You should have learned me, ho. I left the church when I was a child. And what that means is that, no, that doesn't mean I left the church like Lilith and now I'm worshiping the devil. Some people stupid. Some people, you know what I'm realizing? People out here are looking at people And they looking for reasons to mistreat you and hurt you. And they're looking for lies. Rather than looking for reasons to treat you right. Looking for reasons how you're a human being like them. Y'all need to look for reasons to treat people right. Y'all need to break rules to treat people right. Y'all breaking rules to treat people wrong. That's pathetic. You're pathetic. Some of you Christians out here are fucking pathetic with how you use Jesus to hate on people different than you. Give a fuck if your feelings are... I don't like it. Well, you don't like people who are different from you. Feelings mutual. I don't like that Jesus is supposed to be loving, helping out the community. And I don't give a fuck that I don't like that y'all do the opposite of that. That's why I'm gonna be no fucking pastor, man. Wow, look how many people are watching me. The indication doesn't give true. Wow, 40 people. Thanks for watching. By the way, I gotta pause and say that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the views. And thank you for right now people not using Jesus to attack me. Because that usually happens.
You need to believe in Jesus. You need to be a pastor.
Don't even know if I'm already one.
You need to believe in God.
Don't even know if I believe in God. Don't even know my connection with God. Forgot about your connection. Fuck my connection. What about your connection, ho? My connection's solid, as you can tell.
Babies are born in sin.
No, the fuck they're not. They're born innocent, and we need to protect them. What the hell are some of y'all thinking? What the hell has a pastor? Some of y'all ain't really sitting down and reading that book. What the hell has the King James Version got you out here saying and thinking? How are y'all treating people? How y'all treat other people? You wouldn't even like yourself being treated that way. I didn't even go into some of the things I wrote down. Yeah, slavery. Number one. That's the first thing that I was talking about. A lot of colored people. They could be Asian, they could be Native, they could be Latino, they could be Black. But a lot of colored people out here, I'm going to be honest with you, really do not care too much for the Christian religion because they know it was for indoctrinating. Maddie Guadalupe, that was supposed to be for the white people and the indigenous people and the Europeans, the colonizers, to come together and be one. They be saying all this fucking shit. All this beautiful fucking shit, but you don't really fucking do it. Where's your missionaries out here helping those folks out in Gaza? Why, you don't want to help them because they're a different religion from you and they're Muslim? Which makes no sense to me. They're all Abrahamic religions. They be hating on people in another Abrahamic religion. Like they taught me when I was Catholic. One child when I was younger said to me, you know, even though all the Christian denominations believe in Jesus, they be acting like Catholics are demons. But the person said to me, but we believe in Jesus. So yeah. I remember my friend explained to me, some people one of my friends was non-denominational. I really like, when she invited me to her church, I really liked it. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm not like some of how y'all think. I really love religion, but I love to worship from home. I love to learn different people's cultures and what religions they are. I'm very open. Actually, I think this is how I got this way. I left the church when I think I was about 8 or 7. I was very young, and I think I was probably older than that. I think I was in middle school. But what happened was we had got a church moved. They didn't have any more money. And now that I'm older, I understand that. And so they went to another one, and they had a new pastor. And he got on the microphone, it was this white guy, and tried to publicly humiliate me. I didn't know anything. I think I was 7 at the time. I didn't know anything about this, but he said women are not allowed to study priesthood. That's only what men are allowed to do. And it went through my mind for years. Why are only men allowed to do it? Now I'm older. I have an aunt who was a priest, an ordained minister who went to college to study priesthood. I study priesthood. Because of that is actually what triggered me to stop, to get outside my comfort zone, to stop being afraid and act like the village and stay in these confinements and have someone else guide me and tell me and move me like a sheep. It's what made me realize, I said to myself, I want to learn and I want to do better than him. I want to learn these other cultures. I want to learn these other people. I don't want to randomly go up to strangers who are different from me and say they're going to hell. That's ugly. That's horrible. And my aunt had bought a house. My aunt's dead now, but my aunt had bought a house, her first house. And the person who owned the house before her was Hindi. And he used to use his closet. Mind you, I was in middle school, guys. Like 12, 11, 10, really young. And he used to use his closet for prayers. Now I'm older. I've learned there's nothing wrong with that. Plenty of people do this. And so he had a picture of Krishna. He used to pray to Krishna. Different Hindus pray to different deities. It's fine. Just like people don't realize Christians do the same thing. And you're not supposed to be idolizing anyone. So what's going on? I was talking to Christians. I wasn't talking to Hindus right there. But anyways, because how come Hindus don't act like that? They don't believe in Krishna. You're in the hell. How come they don't act like that? How come only Christians act like that? Y'all have really got to be careful how the white man told you to speak. Because some of y'all are not repeating what your ancestors taught you. This is an Asian girl who pissed me off. She's not repeating anything. You know what's crazy? She does a ceremony for the moon.
That's not Christian-like. That's pagan.
But it's from your ancestors. Oh, but it's okay because it's from your ancestors. But if it's from my dark-skinned Cherokee or black Haitian ancestors, then or my white French ancestors, then it's not okay because it's from mine. That's why some people, it's hard for them to believe, for you to put fear of God with them anymore, because you're not talking with the love of God. That's why through slavery and indoctrination and raping and erasure, they know that through mating with us, white racist people know that through mating with us, eventually we become light to white, and that they believe that they can get rid of the black stain. The black stain or the red stain. All this random shit, like, you know, all throughout history, prove to me how the fuck black people are cursed. And it's not light-skinned people. If we're cursed, how come we're not the ones going around trying to do a genocide or a leveling out? Or how come we're not the ones doing a spiritual war? That's another thing. People come up to me like, we're at a spiritual war. In order to be at war, you have to have me join the fight with you, right? I'm not joining no fight with you. So looks like you're at war with yourself. You ain't at war with me, ho. You're not at war with me. Some of y'all really need to screw your head on. You're in this world. Where are your feet? You're in this world. It's okay to have your spiritual practices and your religions, but you need to put it down for a second, and you need to look at the reality and open up your eyes. I'm on planet Earth right now. I need money to live on this earth. I better work and get me some. No, I'm not going to sit up here and be like some European heavily influenced people.
I just love my job.
I don't love my job. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't love my job. I don't love my job. Now, I don't mind doing this job while I save my money and get to a job that I would rather do every day. That's thinking realistic. Y'all need to think realistic. It's okay to think with your dreams. But remember what planet you're on. Remember where you are. You decided to be born and have a human experience in this life. You wanted to meet different people. It's okay to learn your religion, and it's okay to learn others. And if you don't want to learn others, don't you stop nobody else from out here expanding their knowledge and their mind and their education. I do believe what that white person said. They're trying to keep us all dumb. The person had a good point. When I was younger, I just listened to people. I'm glad I'm not like y'all. I don't go around telling everybody when I first meet him, you're a liar. You're a liar. You lie. Just lie. You lie. Bitch, you lied to me with that Jesus shit. Jesus did not die for my sins. He died for his own. And when I die, I am going to be accountable for my sins and for my wickedness and for how I treat people out here. You know another thing is, I don't go out here sinning every fucking day. Some of the people talking to you, y'all really have to listen to some of the stuff they do in their everyday life. Some of the people talking to you are the sinners. I don't go out here sinning every fucking day. I didn't even sin today. What the fuck was my sin, ho? I was breathing while black? Because Moses told you some shit that I wasn't allowed to do that? I'm going to listen to my ancestors. My ancestors, the Cherokee one, they say it's totally fine if you felt like breathing today. Go ahead, breathe. I'm going to listen to them. Oh, the story, I posted the story of Cthulhu. So there's a new demon. Have y'all heard that? They invent demons, they do. And they fashion them after us. And they fashion them after Asians, too. I always thought it was after black and natives. I hate when I start learning what the Christians did to the natives. And how they would put them in the fire and burn them. And natives would act just like me. That don't make you better. That makes you fucked up. That don't make you better than people. This hierarchy. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. People think they're better than other people just because they're Christians. How? You didn't even donate to the person going to hell. That probably could have helped them a little bit. You don't even donate. Do you put tithes in the collection plate? Y'all don't even help out the pastor who's feeding you these ideas. Yeah, that's really how I was looking at that girl. And I don't know what she thinks. I guess some people think, oh, because I'm a Christian and I'm with Jesus, I could talk shit about you. I could say you're going to hell. And then you could show up next month and pay me money. Like, when I talked to my mom about that, my mom said, yeah, she felt your money wasn't enough. My mom is very black and she acts very Cherokee too. And that's her point. That's how she see things. And I think she got a good point. In order for people to treat you like that, they don't need no money from you. They don't need to do business with you. They don't need you to pay them. Shit, you over here telling me I'm going to hell on volunteer. You can pay your bills on volunteer. Some people really forget. Yeah, you gotta pay your bills in this life, though. She said some people don't understand why they have to go to work. Don't go to work. Live in a box. Wipe your butt with your hand. It's your choice. That's what my family says to me. You don't have to go to work. But I don't know what's going to happen for you later. In this world. I guess you'll figure it out. That's how my family talks to me. So, I'm going to be like my family. Nah. Right now, I'm thankful I'm with them. And I'm with their guide. And like they said, right now, you got it good. You got a head. And I have a head start. Let me go ahead and save some funds. Let me go ahead and get my house, get my cars. Save my money. Because these jobs ain't looking stable. No matter what, any job could quit. Any job could end. Any job could close. Any place could close their doors. Anything could happen to them. You could get another one, too. You know, I'm glad my mom said, these people come out here and tell you can't, they tell you, yeah, unfortunate thing happened to you. Curses, whatever. I had dyslexia, learning challenges. But you guys know that you can work. And y'all can break curses. Y'all can get out of this. You can get out of whatever challenge that you're facing. And one of my friends, he's heavily with Jesus right now. And I made this joke and I said, I thought he was on the same page as me, even though he was with Jesus. I thought he said, and keep in mind, that doesn't mean that I hate him or he's not my homeboy. Y'all are fucking weird. Just because I'm not sucking Jesus' dick like you. I don't need to. I like Archangel Michael.
Oh, you're not supposed to believe in angels. You're not supposed to believe in angels. You're gonna go to hell if you believe in angels.
Guess what, ho? I'm not doing none of that shit that you say. But the truth is, I think the reason why, everybody keep in mind that I learned psychology. So I read you guys, and even if I don't want to. When I first came in, she said, you look stunning. You look elegant. I think she said something like, you look luxurious. I threw it back at her. This is not being ugly. Some of y'all are 16 out there. Everything y'all think in life is ugly. Nah. The majority of things are neutral. But I told her, you look gorgeous. You look stunning. So that's really what her issue is. She thinks that she doesn't have any money. She thinks I have money. Just because I don't complain and I come in and I pay for my shit every fucking month. That's why I work. I like to pay for my shit. Without having to struggle. Those stay-at-home moms, I didn't want to be them. I didn't like their life. One girl talking to me, and I'm not saying your name, so don't get upset that I'm saying your life. But I didn't like how she was talking to me and, telling me a lot of them want to make you jealous of their husband. Nobody wants your husband but you. You married that ugly looking smelly dude. You want him. No one else wants him. I'm telling you. I don't care if he got money. But the last girl, she was on welfare. She didn't work. She didn't have no money. And then she was getting kicked off welfare. And she didn't know how her child was going to get fed. I don't want to live that life like you do. I don't care how much you convince me. And they're not going to hand me welfare like you. I know. I'm not like stupid people out here where I sit down and I have someone else come tell me my life. No, I actually try things out here. I try it myself. Yeah, it is true. Majority of the people who are on food stamps are children. Because I didn't have any food in my home. And that's when I first got food stamps. I was 16. No, I don't have food stamps now. I do help my mom, who is a senior citizen. I help her get hers. But like she said, when they were cutting off, I asked her, are you going to be okay? She said, I got you. That's why some of us were born, you guys. To help your family out. Some of y'all don't have perfect families. It's okay.
I have to have a perfect family first before I start doing shit for them.
No, that's how you get things perfect. You gotta start somewhere. No wonder why YouTube is pushing my video, but mostly the teenagers. Y'all really have to be careful. Y'all really have to be careful what y'all guys repeat from other people. Do you sit and think about what someone says before you say it to someone else? Did you like it, what someone said to you? If you didn't like it, don't repeat it. I don't give a fuck if it's your boss and you're at work. If you don't like what somebody said to you, do not repeat it. Sit down and figure out something else to say to people. Don't repeat this shit that someone else said to you and you didn't like it. But I wanted to talk about Cthulhu. I want to backtrack a minute where I said that a black guy told me, as you study some of the demons within the Christian religion, you will find that those people are actually queens and khans of Asia and Africa. And they're true. So Cthulhu, now they've made up, I think this demon came out like a year ago or a couple years ago, where they have an octopus head and they call it Cthulhu. Why did you give it that name? So he's supposed to drive the Kraken. Mythical. A lot of things that white people tell you, European-based people tell you, are mythical. A lot of stories that colored Asian people, black people, native tell you, those are based off of true people. And then white people want to come along and say, no, those weren't real people. And y'all believe it. You believe a white man coming along rather than your own ancestors who look like you, who are going through the same bullying and the same mistreatment that you're going through. They switch up their words. But they still try to kill the black man. When will you be ashamed of that? White man is the black man. He has less melanin. You're killing yourself. And that's what's growing these diseases out here. And once they get rid of the black man, you will get rid of yourself. Your skin won't be able to turn that pretty white. You'll turn gray. The babies be dying. Can't nobody make it past 30? That's why black people don't care. Because what you put out is what you get. I totally understand. I totally understand. There's some people out here who have a death wish and they put that on other people. Your wishes are your own. Remember that. Don't put your wishes out on other people. Wish for yourself. There's plenty of black people out here who do not want to die. They want to live. There's plenty of white people out here who want to live. But people out here, they do glorify death too much. I want to go back to Cthulhu. So, that's the new demon that they made. Have y'all heard of Cthulhu? With the octopus. Some people love Cthulhu. Actually, we used to play a game that you take care of baby Cthulhu and that he grows. It's like a little gigapet on your phone. And I got everybody at the restaurant where I used to work at to download it, and it was like gigapets, and we could see who takes care of the little baby Cthulhu. So now I'm happy that I learned the real story of Cthulhu. She was a Mongolian warrior princess she's Genghis Khan's granddaughter, and she used to wrestle men. And people thought the reason why she was so good at wrestling wasn't because she practiced every day or her father and her grandfather were really good and they passed it down to her. They were like, no, she's using witchcraft. And they had no proof. They be having no proof. That's how you know someone's lying. They did it in the past, just like how they do today. Now I think they're better at it, but they were hating on women in the past. Queen Amina of Zaire, one part of her story, those men actually thought she was a queen, and they thought they could ride up in her empire and rape her in front of all her people. So glad that didn't happen. So glad that's why women in the past were ruthless, and I'm so happy they were. I love listening to their stories. Yeah, another one you couldn't rape. Why are men... shouldn't you be ashamed that you're going around raping? That you don't really have the love of a woman? Shouldn't that make you ashamed? This is why I don't like to talk about Christianity and shit. Most people don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear it. Most people are scared to death of the own soul that runs their body. Most people are afraid of spirits. Why you got one in your fucking body? Anyways, yeah, I don't like how, and it's true, and I posted the story of Cthulhu, but yeah, and I'm glad I met a monk who told me, he said they see my culture, kind of like black people, they're very nasty to Mongolians. I'm glad he told me don't listen to majority of what you hear from white people about my culture, because it's lies. And yeah, because when I started looking up more about Cthulhu this morning and Mongolians, I do not like the shit that white people say. I don't like how they made up that lie that Mongolians invite you in their home and they pimp their daughter to you. That's not true. You know who made up that lie. Some colonizer who wants to rape colored women. And since they're of hell, I have to kill them after. Don't you fucking sit up here and say that I'm lying. Because y'all seen example. People still doing it today. Where they're killing women. Thinking that they're helping Jesus out. What the fuck? Not even doing a sacrifice, right? And Jesus don't take sacrifice, so what the fuck are you doing? Some people out here want an excuse to kill people, period. And with some of the shit y'all say, you incite it. You convince other people out here to go out here and hurt innocent babies innocent animals, innocent women, innocent men, innocent people. Whatever color they have been. How come white people attack their own? Yeah, black people attack their own, but not as much. How come, like, people try to tell me women rape men? How come it's 7%? And men who rape women, especially when it's violent and brutal, is 93%. Not even the Neanderthals act like that. White man killed off Neanderthal. They're not extinct. There's still some alive. But those aren't. Neanderthals are not white men. Most majority white men on this earth are light-skinned black men. If they look at their own DNA, they have African DNA. So for them, light-skinned white people, for them to be killing black people has always been stupid. It's always been retarded. It's always been absurd.
Talking about people, they know the truth of the gospel.
This is what the girl said earlier today.
And they want to take you away from it.
Let me tell you the truth about an atheist, agnostic, and Satanist. They don't give a fuck what you do, if you with the gospel or not. Yeah, people know the truth about the gospel. They don't give a fuck what you do. It's your choice to go be with Jesus or not. It's your choice. And you're making the choice to force other people. That's why a lot of people are leaving the church. And there ain't nothing wrong with them doing that. It's really not. And I'm still Catholic. I don't care about them people.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't give a fuck if you go to church every fucking Sunday. You're convincing people that they're going to hell just because they're different from you? Just because they believe in Krishna? Krishna is Jesus. So no, they're not going to hell. They believe in Jesus. And a different color, a different name, because this is a different religion from a different culture. And that is okay.
If it, like the girl said, if it's not God, I don't want it.
If it's coming from you, girl, I really don't want it. I hate that the most. That Christians convince themselves to hate people. Y'all are some damn Trumpers. And then they sit up there and they love Trump. I think maybe like just leave those people alone. Because what some of y'all do, y'all think y'all have to sit and talk to people. No, you talk to your family. Quit talking to strangers. I don't want to hear shit y'all have to say. But yeah, that was my first slavery. That's why some people are not for Christianity. How they demonize colored people. And like, that's okay. That's not okay. The devil in Christianity is the black man. If y'all actually look at Kemet, you were supposed to pay attention to your ma throughout your life. You're supposed to pay attention to how you treat people. So when it's time, when you get to judgment day, like I was saying, and your soul is weighed against a feather, whoever feels heavier, they get eaten by the monster. I know his name is Kaluma Lumo, though. I forgot his Kemet name. And if your soul was a light as a feather, they went on to the next life. Obsolete. That's where they're getting that story from. Not you going down the hill, bro. You supposed to be getting ate by a monster. And the thing is that your soul is obsolete. That's the fear. That they delete you. They don't, if you're so wicked within your life, they feel that they don't need a soul like yours. I agree. Some of y'all out here, Jesus, but you don't do what Jesus do. You don't even try. You do the complete opposite of what Jesus do. You're the Roman up there that was nailing Jesus up to the cross. That was hanging his ass. Jesus didn't tell nobody they were going to hell. He helped them out. No, he didn't indoctrinate them and help them from going to hell. He helped them out. When they were hungry, he fed them. That type shit. Y'all, a lot of people really twist the good word, is what they call it. The good word. And this shit is... I'm from the South, ho. I know ain't nobody testing me. Do you know what that means? Where I grew up, I'm from... Look, where a church is built across the street from a church, is built across the street from another church, is built across the street from another motherfucking church. And somehow these sick motherfuckers decided to build a roundabout and put a church in the middle of that. I don't like how Christianity teaches people to throw out their own ancestral teachings, to throw out the beauty of your bloodline, of your culture. And now the Christians are talking about, no, we actually do believe in the earth and the cosmos and the universe. We do have to take care of the earth. Bitch, you pagan. Any of y'all out there, and there's nothing wrong with it, but that's what I believe. The earth is who gives us life. Not some random blue-eyed, blonde-haired Jesus. Okay? And I understand that people are like, he wasn't blue-haired, blonde-haired. They want to argue about that. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what he looked like. Is y'all supposed to be caring about how he acted? Ooh, animals out here. They make up any excuse to mistreat people. Some of these people are beating up on themselves, and they teach you to beat up on you. But yeah, slavery, hierarchy, war with yourself, combat, leaving, respect. Did I talk about that? How come Christians out here demand respect for their religion while you have no respect for others? Everybody out here is not a Satanist. How come Satanists are better than y'all? Have you actually read what they're supposed to do? They're not supposed to indoctrinate people. They're supposed to leave people alone. And if you keep going out and bothering them, then they're allowed to destroy you. That's their rule. But they're supposed to leave people alone. How come they're better than some Christians?
You know about Satanism. Does that mean you're a Satanist?
No, I know about white people, but you still see my color, ho. The fuck? Do y'all know about learning? Y'all be lying to me.
Education will set you free.
But then y'all don't want to sit up here and educate yourselves. You got a phone right here. You got a phone right after you're done listening to me. Y'all could go look up whatever you want on YouTube, Google, whatever. Y'all could go broaden your mind. You could educate yourself. No. You want to sit and let some ignorant ass come feed all your knowledge. And you don't even want to test your authority. You don't want to test what they've said to you. You don't want to ask questions to make sure you understand. I really don't give a fuck if that girl see this shit. I might delete this. But the truth is, Christians who are heavenly Christian like that and they're actually hateful, I stay the fuck away from your ass. What the fuck do you think is going on? They don't understand that you're teaching the world to hate people like me, my color. And then I got French in my blood already through rape. Bitch, hell, it's enough. It's fucking enough. Had enough. All white towns poor for a reason. Shit. Where are these good white people out here that see that the racist white people make your whole culture look bad? Where you at, huh? Why don't you stand up? Why don't you do something? Why don't you get in the limelight? Like Cassius Clay. These white people need a good example. They need to stop idolizing Trump and Hitler. Look at my heroes and my idols. Angela Davis, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They died heroes. I don't give a fuck that you slaughtered them. You slaughtered them and they still died heroes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did Hitler die? You need to watch the behavior that you do while you're on this earth. I don't give a fuck what religion you are. Your religion is teaching you to mistreat people. You're worse than a Satanist, ho. You're worse than a Luciferian. You need to be ashamed. You're worse than an atheist. You need to be ashamed. You're worse than a Satanist. You're worse than Santeria, who actually do sacrifice. You need to be ashamed. You're worse than the people out here who you say are going to hell. I'm not talking about those good. You know what's messed up is that the good Christians, they probably beat themselves up. No, you know if you're a bad Christian. You know. You're convincing other people that they're going to hell, and they know they're not going to hell. They're living a life right now with peace in their heart. And you should be striving for the same. The truth is, when you pass, what about nihilists? They could have a point. Nihilists believe when they pass, it's black. It's zip. There's nothing. Just black. Nothing. You're dead. I remember my friend told me that. She was a nihilist. I didn't hate on her for what she believed. This is just what she said. I believe when I'm dead, my life is out. I'm gone. She was a Scorpio. That's how a lot of Scorpios do believe. My aunt believed that too. When my aunt told me, when I'm dead, I ain't gonna give a fuck about you. It was true. I'm dead. My soul's gonna be gone. A lot of y'all are really not okay with your own death. A lot of y'all don't understand that you're gonna die. No, that doesn't mean going around and ruin everybody's life. That means try and enjoy your own life the best that you can. No, don't try to drown other people. Come pay for my, I need you to be the slave, pay for my shit. Stop doing that. Take care of yourself. Don't get mad at black people because they're taking care of themselves. And our parents taught us to take care of ourselves. Don't get mad at the natives. The ones who taking care of themselves, don't get mad at that. Don't get mad at them Asians because they got some nice shit. They got some nice stuff and it was for a good price. Don't get mad at them. They do it what their ancestors taught them. You need to get mad at yourself. Yeah, some people not paying attention that they're being wicked. Fix problems. I think I already talked about that. That some people think that Jesus fixes all your problems. You fix your problems. It's alright to ask Jesus to guide you, to help you, but at the same time, who is the one that's picking your foot up and moving left and right? It's you. If you don't get up and do nothing, Jesus can't help you. If you sitting there talking negative, how is Jesus going to help that? Let me know. Let me know. Usually y'all never give no answer for it, so I'm just going to stop bullshitting you right there. Because you ain't getting it. You ain't. Jesus died for his own sins. No, he did not die so you could sit up here and be wicked every fucking day. And go in that confessional and tell the pastor, I killed somebody, I was wicked. Yeah, I stole from them. And then you go back out that same week and you keep doing the same shit. That's not what that confessional is for. You're supposed to be talking to stop that behavior. Y'all using Jesus in disguise, some of y'all out there. For real. Reject ancestors and treat people well. Yeah, I don't give a fuck no matter what religion you are. You're supposed to be treating people well. How come Satanists treat people better than you? How come Luciferians treat people better than a Christian? Y'all need to do better and you need to up your game. Mistreating a Catholic. Fuck you. No, don't bless you right now. Fuck you for that. And like one person said, it don't make no sense. Now, the Pope is Catholic and he's in the Vatican City. And they would go over there and get blessed by the man. True. The last thing a Christian needs to do is fight with another Christian. Stop that shit right now. Put your Bible down. Y'all need to read the American version Bible. The King James version. That dude was so hateful.
A different version? If I read a different version, I'm gonna go to hell.
Yeah, and nobody's, when y'all talk like brainwashed like that, how you got manipulated, you know what most people do? They just stay silent. They just go, oh. Or they go, thank you for that. But I was actually talking about this over here. I was talking about food. Yeah, that person's not on the same page as you. No, if you read a different version of a Bible, you will learn more. Oh, does knowledge mean you're going to hell? Here we go with the snake and shit. Now all y'all afraid of snakes. Now you want to kill snakes. Okay, looks like you made up a story to mistreat an animal to me. Y'all shouldn't have brought that Christian shit over here to America when you got all these natives who pagan and we believe in the earth. Okay? Yeah, and I'm one of those natives who my ancestor, they made them go to Catholic boarding school. They beat it out of everybody not to speak their language. And I still believe in the Mother Earth. Ho, I don't care how you feel about it. And you could be, do you know I'm fine with you believing in whatever you would like to believe in, and my world still turns. Y'all gonna make Cthulhu a demon. She was not no demon. She was an Asian princess, warrior princess, and she was smart too, just like them Asians. But she really was, because she used to battle. She used to tell men, okay, if you could beat me, and this is her. These are her rules, not mine, hers. But she said, if you could beat me in a wrestling match, then you got to pay me 100 horses. If you win, I'll marry you. That was what she wanted. And so she got like 20,000 horses because all the motherfuckers were some losers. And she became wealthy because of that. And I like that. I like those stories, man. And what I am learning is that there are some men who are not respectable men, and they see women like that, and they think they're supposed to rape them, they think they're supposed to hurt them, they talk shit about them, and they make themselves look bad, not that woman. They said that, I know Cthulhu was practicing ever since she was a child. She did not ask for permission. She did what she wanted. But because she was so good at her skill, I know people do that with me, because I'm so good at what I do, and I've been practicing since I was 7, so fuck all y'all. 5, if you think about it. Well, I feel like 5, you start playing with these things. You don't really know that you're practicing. But, it does piss me off that people don't get up off their lazy ass and do the work that they need to do and practice and train. And people who do it, they're like, oh, that person must be ruled by the devil. They make up all this bullshit to hurt that person. Because that person has found success and they've worked towards it and they're getting it. Were you fucking jealous asses? Hiding behind Christianity and Jesus is a lot of what I see of you out here. Can the nice Christians come back? They used to invite me to their church and feed me food. And we used to talk about the Bible and not argue about it. Where the fuck you at? Get up. These people who acting wicked in the name of Jesus, please say something. Or you know what? Why don't you hang out with people like me? Instead of people who, it makes me mad. Like, she wants to learn, but she's being nasty about it. So I did tell y'all, like, what time is it? Yeah, okay, it's about time for me to get off. I did tell you guys, like, when I was in the church and why I left was because the pastor got on the microphone and called me out in front of the whole congregation. And I didn't know anything about different religions at this time. I was like 7 or 8. And he was like, women are not allowed to study priesthood, and they're not allowed to learn other religions. Only men are allowed to do that. And then he said, I did it. I'm allowed to do it. But you can never do it. You can never. Do you understand how the fuck some of y'all are talking to people out here? I don't want to hear that shit. This looks really bad. White man telling a little black girl, you can never do it. You can never, ever do your dreams. You can never do it. You can never. So I left the church, and then my friend came to me. She was the one who I always went to church with. Her mom would force her to go to church. But because my mom was forced to go to church as a child, my mom never forced me. It was my choice. And I remember I left, and my friend said, come back, the pastor's gone. We got a different pastor. And he's nice, come back. I had a feeling. I told her, no, I'm not going back. We could go to a different church, but I'm not going back there. And then my aunt had bought a house, and the guy who owned the house before her was Hindi. And he used to pray to Krishna. That was his favorite. Like, some people pray to Kali because some people have a hard life, and Kali helps them be brave and Shiva and deal with their challenges and their problems. No, it's not what the white man is teaching you. They're doing it so they can kill us. That's why they're doing it. So they can go around killing people. shoving my grandmother's death under the rug. That's things that they do with their courts and their lawyers and their money. But I remember I thought that Krishna was so beautiful. And I remember saying to my aunt, it's so beautiful that he used to pray in his closet and that he has Krishna up here. It's so beautiful. And one of my friends, who I used to go to church with, she just wanted me to go back to church with her. Rather that she didn't care that we were still hanging out outside of church. But I remember she had said to me, oh, that's a demon. See how his skin is blue? And I remember I was young, and I was still in middle school, and I started hollering to my aunt, why did you let this live in the house? We're supposed to burn it. And, all this stuff. And my aunt, the evangelical, the one who went to the Black Cherokee, who cannot speak her language, who they were beating in Catholic school. Not her, the other people around her. Because like I told y'all, she was quiet. She didn't like that shit. She didn't want them to do that to her. So she'd be quiet, but she would watch it. She'd see it happen to other people. And worse, too. And she told me. But she said to me, stop. Stop right there. Stop. She said, your friend may be able to act like that, but you're a part of our family. And I'm not going to allow you to act like that and to go out here in this world and to grow and to treat people like that, how that girl taught you to do. She said that is not a demon. She said that's a part of that religion. That's a part of that man's faith. And I was like, who is he? And she said, I don't know. You have to go to them and ask them. I don't know. She just said, look, I just thought it was beautiful, so I left it up. And I remember I said, but he's blue. And she said, that's a part of their religion. It's his skin. Now I'm older. There's actually blue black people out here. But honestly, thank my aunt for opening me up to other religions, and thank Krishna. I thank Krishna. Jesus. Hindu Jesus. I thank Krishna for helping me get over that fear that I didn't know I had when I was a little girl. And I'm so thankful that now I'm older. And the reason why I have a lot of friends or whatever, though I don't feel like anyone's my friend, the reason why people are respectful towards me, I'm respectful towards them. And it didn't matter how they looked or what religion they have. And I'm so happy that they come to me, the people who are not, radical, the people who are open, and teach me. And what I'm learning is, actually, people are envious because I have stepped outside my box. I did that a long time ago when I was a little girl. I forgot that I did that. I remember I used to be really heavy Christian like that girl. And I'm glad that I am the way that I am now, because that girl doesn't see, you're very nasty. And I'm sure she's like, what? I believe in Jesus all the right ways, the ways I was told. Yeah, they taught you to be nasty, and you don't see it. And my friend was getting me to do the same thing to Hindis. And I'm glad my aunt was like, no, you're my niece. You cannot act like that. I didn't have to have an aunt to teach me that way. She could have still told me that, and it's still my choice whether to open up to other people's cultures or not. But I remember crying in front of the picture of Krishna, and I remember leaving the altar. I remember leaving the picture alone, like my aunt said. And I remember saying, I want to learn. I want to learn where other people from. What were you born into? What are you into? What do you know? I want to learn. So, honestly, my true religion is knowledge. Some people say music, some people say love. But no, I don't get on my knees and bow down. And I don't convince you to tell me to get on my knees and bow down to anyone, not even Jesus, because next thing I know, you're going to turn that Jesus into a slave master. Maybe you shouldn't have did that. then you have a lot of people being Christian. Maybe you guys shouldn't beat the slaves in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm Monroe. Talk to you later. Oh yeah, I'll be up later and I'll do some reads like in like 3 hours. So I think I'm gonna delete this. I just wanted to get off my chest how this really heavenly indoctrinated Asian Christian girl with what she was saying today, and I didn't respond. I'm glad I didn't. Because it just would have been a fight back and forth. She's trying to fight me. And the girl doesn't understand. I've already got peace. Hope you find yours. Maybe Jesus will help you get it. I like Mary, so Mary helped me get mine. You know, some people used to love Joseph. Now they forgot all about Joseph. The Muslim girl, she was like, yeah, we have radical Muslims. But she was like, do some of these Christians realize what they're saying? I told her, no, they don't. She needed to hear that. I told her, no, they don't. Some of them don't realize what they're saying. They just repeat what someone else says. And they don't realize that that's pretty hateful what you said. That was so hateful what that girl said earlier today. I don't give a fuck where you read that shit. I don't give a fuck if Jesus ascended down from the clouds and told you himself from his mouth.
You should mistreat the black people because Moses said they have dark skin.
No, Jesus, I'm living in 2025. We're going in 2026. I can't be acting like that no more, Jesus. All right, we can't do that no more. All right, we mistreating human beings. We can't do that. All right, Jesus, we gonna have to fix that little Bible. You remember how the Muslims fixed it? I mean, the monks. You remember how the monks fixed it? The monks who wrote the first Gospels of Peter and all them. So I'm Southern. All them. Well, what was the first Gospels? They were like 7, right? And they were written on, how do you know this? Because I had to study art history. And they look at it, they look at religion from a different perspective. But the monks wrote, they were translating like ligers and stuff from people from Africa because they had never been there. And they were translating as they wrote the Bible with silver ink on purple paper. Go look it up, please, because y'all don't look up a thing. Go look up one thing. Go look up this. How were the first Gospels written? A human wrote them. Monks.
Well, he was supposed to be reading from God.
It's a translation. He could switch some shit up. He could say, well, God said we supposed to be good to everybody, but you know what? In this day and age, we really don't like them blacks. Let me put it on in there. Was the way y'all treating black people? Duh, that happened. Madam Lala Ree. Bathing in the black baby's blood, thinking that was going to be the fountain of youth. Bitch, why you still look old? You need to drink some water. Y'all pay attention to what you listen to? I'm not trying to be nasty, but I just this is the truth of history when I was studying history. And I just learned that Europeans used to clean their clothes in pee because the ammonia. Yeah, but your shit still got pee in it. Egyptians never did that. They made soap. And they made bathrooms. And the natives didn't do that either. We had soap too. We made pads. And then Egyptians were sailing a long time ago and shared some of their secrets. But natives used to they used to bathe like twice a day, which is probably why I still have to bathe twice a day for my skin. But they used to bathe 2-3 times a day. That's why when y'all see those old movies with the white man, the colonizer showing up at the waterfall, and even though they didn't use native chicks, they used white chicks, and they boobies all out, and they was, bathing themselves. Yeah, that part. Those parts are true. Now, the part from Apocalypto, where they had to leave, and the little girl was like, "I'll take care of them." That part is true for my bloodline. All right. Now, for some people, and not exactly like that. It's just a story of what it looked like. It didn't happen exactly like that. But how this one native girl was like, yeah, you know how some people say it was like that? No, it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't for your bloodline. Maybe your bloodline decided to walk the Trail of Tears and give yourself up to the white man, because that's what they thought. Like my aunt told me, like my grandpa, her father, told her that he decided not to walk. He knew that, no, the white people are just going to figure out how to mistreat you while you're on the res when you get there. So that's why a lot of black natives, that's why a lot of I don't know about the lighter natives, but I know about black natives. That's why they didn't walk to no res. I remember my aunt saying what my grandpa said. Why the fuck am I going? They already tried that in Europe with the Holocaust, where they made concentration camps for the Jews, and it didn't work over there. So why are we going to try that shit again over here? Where really they're trying to make death camps. Not where you go to work, where you go for them to kill. And they're already making them right now. And the new word today, instead of nigger, now it's immigrant. And I can't believe the person who said all this mean, nasty shit to me, you know, Jesus, heavily Jesus filled, is an immigrant. She's not born here. And I'm, you know, I have Cherokee blood, like I was taught from the dead. But I was taught that people are allowed to come here. They need to learn how to live on this land, but you're allowed to come here. It helps it helps the economics. It helps money go around, and it does. Look how we invited people in America, and look how our money has gotten better. And that's from the nations. But one thing I do agree with the nations, the one thing I do agree with Native Americans is the white man came over here, learned corn, and decided to kill everybody right after. And convince everybody why you should be dead. I hate that. And I hate that people are still doing it today. And most of the people who are keeping up that work are colored. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I can understand why white people do it. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong. But it's wrong, damn it. But what really makes me mad is when colored people do it. And then I have to ask them, what did your ancestors believe in before Christianity? They get quiet. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to talk to you. They think I'm going to be the one to open their brains. My aunt wasn't even the one to open my brain. I had to open my brain. I think Christianity keeps a lot of people in legit fear. And one of my friends, that was the worst case I ever had. She was so afraid of death. I told her, it's going to happen to you. She was like, yeah, but I'm just so scared. I'm so scared. So scared. I really think that's what Christianity does to people. I think it gets people afraid of their own soul and death. And it's something that it's going to happen to everybody. And I have to be careful because there's some Christians out there. Oh my God, I need to report her because she's talking about death. Oh my God. Yeah, be making funny. Oh, y'all make me fucking laugh. You remind me of that blind girl off of The Village. And then the retard wanted to kill everybody. Y'all really remind me of those people. Can we please have some people out here who are in the knowledge? They're not afraid. We want to learn and let, you know, just educate me. I'm open. The people who are not open, don't worry about them. They can come along if they want. They want to stay behind, whatever. But those people out there, like, that's what I really want to come to me, please. Is people who like all colors. All color people. All cultures. That's what I really want coming to me. Every religion, every spiritual practice is welcome.